K-pop stans love to preach about body positivity, but the second an idol doesn't fit their unrealistic standards, they're the first to tear them down. The hypocrisy is unreal. Look at what's happening with Somi's latest comeback. Her song Ice Cream should have been a celebration, but instead, people are body shaming her, especially over the choreography. The most common critique, she's not shaking anything. Seriously? We're still doing this in 2024? Fans are out here saying she's too skinny to pull off the moves. Comments like she's shaking bones or there's nothing to see are flooding in. And these aren't just throwaway remarks. They're getting thousands of likes. It's like people think it's okay to say this stuff just because it's Somi. She's always been naturally thin, but apparently that's a crime. If she had a bigger bottom, the same people would be calling her fat. It's a no-win situation, and it shows just how toxic the K-pop community can be. This isn't new either. We've seen the same thing happen to other idols. Take Idol, for example. They've done some seductive choreography and the comments always circle back to their bodies. People say there's nothing to shake or that they're too skinny to pull it off. And when Les Seraphim released their choreography, the hate was just as intense. Fans couldn't stop talking about how thin they were, as if that somehow made them less capable. It's clear that people are just waiting for an excuse to criticize these idols. The double standard is everywhere, but it's especially harsh for female idols. Male idols get scrutinized too, but the level of obsession with female idols' bodies is on another level. Fans demand these women meet impossible standards. If an idol gains a little weight, she's immediately called "bibatoy fat." But if she's naturally thin, people say she looks sick or needs to eat more. The obsession with their bodies is frankly disturbing. These fans forget that idols are human beings with feelings, not dolls they can mold to their liking. This body-shaming culture is not just hurtful, it's dangerous. It perpetuates unhealthy beauty standards that idols feel pressured to meet. The K-pop industry is already brutal. Idols are constantly dieting, working out, and doing whatever it takes to fit into the narrow image that fans and the industry demand. This isn't just about looking good on stage, it's about survival. One wrong move or one perceived flaw can be enough to derail a career. So, when fans start nitpicking at an idol's body, it only adds to that immense pressure. It reinforces the toxic idea that an idol's worth is tied to their appearance, which is incredibly damaging. Take Somi, for instance. She's been subjected to body shaming for years. People have criticized her for being too thin, and it's clear that this has affected her. She's spoken openly about her struggles with body image, yet here we are still tearing her down for her appearance. The fact that she's being criticized for not having the right body type to pull off a dance move is absurd. It's just another way for people to tear her down, and it's completely unnecessary. And it's not just Somi. Idol's Soojin faced similar criticism when she was still with the group. People constantly commented on her weight, saying she was too skinny for their sexy concepts. Le Seraphim's members have also faced endless scrutiny for their bodies, with fans nitpicking every little detail. It's as if these people have nothing better to do than to sit around and criticize women for their bodies. What's even more infuriating is that these same fans will turn around and praise idols who fit their idea of the perfect body. If an idol is curvy, she's praised for being confident and owning her body. But if she's thin, she's criticized for promoting unhealthy beauty standards. The hypocrisy is astounding. Fans claim they want diversity in K-pop, but the moment an idol doesn't fit their narrow definition of beauty, they're quick to tear her down. It's like they can't handle seeing someone who doesn't conform to their expectations. Social media only makes this worse. Platforms like Instagram and Twitter give fans direct access to idols, and while that can be a good thing, it also opens the floodgates for negativity. People feel emboldened to say things online that they would never dare say in person. They hide behind the anonymity of the internet and feel free to spew all kinds of hateful comments. It's like they forget there's a real person on the other side of the screen, someone who reads those comments and is deeply affected by them. This kind of toxic behavior isn't just limited to K-pop. It's a problem across all areas of entertainment, but it's especially rampant in the K-pop community. The obsession with perfection, the constant comparisons, and the unrealistic expectations all contribute to this toxic culture. And while the industry certainly plays a role in perpetuating these harmful standards, that doesn't excuse the fans who engage in this behavior. Just because the industry is toxic doesn't mean the fans have to be. So, what can be done about it? For starters, fans need to check themselves. Before commenting on an idol's body, ask yourself why you feel the need to do so. Is it really necessary to point out that someone is too skinny or too fat? What purpose does that serve? If you wouldn't say it to their face, don't say it online. It's really that simple, and if you see someone else engaging in body shaming, call them out. Silence only enables the behavior to continue. Idols are already under enough pressure as it is. They don't need their own fans adding to it by nitpicking their bodies. If you're truly a fan, support them for their talent, hard work, and dedication. Don't tear them down because they don't meet your ridiculous standards. Fans need to do better. It's not just individual fans who need to change. The entire fandom culture needs an overhaul. The way K-pop stans behave has become toxic, and it's not just about body shaming. It's about the entire mindset that drives this behavior. The obsession with perfection, the need to control every aspect of an idol's life, and the entitlement that fans feel, it all adds up to create a culture that is harmful not just to the idols, but to the fans themselves. This culture of tearing people down instead of lifting them up is not sustainable, and it's time for a change. One of the biggest problems with K-pop fandoms is the way they treat idols as if they're not real people. Fans forget that these idols have feelings, that they have lives outside of their work, and that they're under immense pressure already. Instead of supporting them, fans often end up adding to that pressure. The constant scrutiny, the endless criticism, it's exhausting and it's harmful. And it's not just the idols who suffer, fans themselves get caught up in this toxic cycle of negativity, which isn't healthy for anyone. Social media has only made this problem worse. The way fans interact with idols online has created a sense of entitlement that is frankly disturbing. People think that just because they can comment on an idol's post, they have the right to say whatever they want, no matter how hurtful it is. The anonymity of the internet makes it easy for people to be cruel without facing any real consequences. But the fact is, those words have power. They can hurt, they can damage, and they can have lasting effects on the people they're directed at. We've seen this play out time and time again in the K-pop industry. Idols have spoken out about the toll that online hate takes on them, but it's like the fans aren't listening. They continue to criticize, to tear down, to body shame, and to spread negativity. And it's not just happening to one or two idols, it's a widespread problem that affects the entire industry. This kind of toxic behavior is not just a problem for the idols, it's a problem for the fans as well. It's time for a change. So how do we change this culture? It starts with the fans. We need to be more mindful of the way we talk about idols, both online and offline. We need to recognize that our words have power, and we need to use that power for good, not for harm. We need to support idols for who they are, not for who we want them to be. And we need to hold each other accountable. If you see someone engaging in toxic behavior, call them out. Don't let it slide. We can't change the industry overnight, but we can start by changing the way we, as fans, interact with it. At the end of the day, K-pop is supposed to be about enjoying the music, appreciating the talent, and supporting the artists. It's not supposed to be about tearing people down, criticizing their bodies, or trying to control their lives. If you're truly a fan, then act like it. Support your favorite idols, not just for their looks, but for their talent, their hard work, and their dedication. And most importantly, treat them with the respect they deserve. What do you think? Are K-pop fans too quick to judge and criticize idols for their appearance? Is the obsession with body image in K-pop getting out of hand? Or is it just another symptom of the toxic culture surrounding the industry? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more K-pop commentary. Your voice matters, and together we can push for a healthier, more supportive fandom culture.